Welcome to the Loose and Moose podcast.
I'm Luce.
And I'm Moose.
Two unlikely best friends that I guess love the sound of their own voice, so decided to hit record.
Welcome back. Episode 8.
Valentine's Day special.
Yay.
Yay!
I promise I'm excited.
Yeah. I've got my Harry Styles Love on Tour t-shirt just because I thought it'd be cute because it says love at the top.
Beautiful. And I've got my cotton on long tee in maroon.
Nobody asked.
How is things?
All right. Valentine's Day's tomorrow. Bit depressing, whatever.
So we segue straight into the thing of the week.
Thing of the week. Thinking about it being the Valentine's Day episode, I couldn't help but think about the fact that you've been married for how long? A long time. You've been with Lauren for a long time.
Yep.
So you have never experienced internet dating, dating apps. You've never experienced Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, whatever. And lucky you. But then it got me thinking about the time years ago where I think you were just saying like, just get on the apps. It's so easy. And I was like, trust me, it's not easy. And I gave you my phone to swipe for me and pick someone. And you were like, oh, I got you a match. And you gave me my phone. And I was like, ew, what the hell? Like, why did you pick him? And you were like, oh, I didn't even look at his photos. He just had a cool name. I'm like, yes, thank you, Moose, because that's exactly what I'm looking for in a partner.
It's the name that counts.
Blurry photo, no information in the bio. Cool name, though.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Yeah.
Did
he cop it?
Huh?
Did he cop it?
No.
Oh.
No way.
We swiped left.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unmatched straight away.
Well, yeah, well, obviously speaking of Valentine's Day, if anyone out there was going to buy my lovely co-host some flowers, what is your flower of choice?
Is that your thing of the week to talk about favourite flowers?
I'm just trying to get you fucking hooked up with some free flowers. Is that so bad? I'm
No,
a wing
it's not.
person.
I would love that. Honestly, I'd appreciate any flowers. If I had to pick a favourite, though, it's always been peonies. They're like really pretty fancy roses. They're really expensive, so I've like never bought them for myself or been given them. But
nice.
They're really pretty. But yeah, honestly, any flowers at all. I'd be like, I'd start crying.
You said that, I just pictured like, you know, when we go for walks with the kids, when they just pick up like the weeds for Lauren, I'm like, we'll just put them in like in a vase for Lucy and she'll fucking die.
Cute.
Nice.
Another thing that actually kind of looks like weeds, but I love is the Australian native bunches. I love them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be stoked to receive a bunch of them as well. But honestly, any flowers.
If anyone's listening, hit us up on the socials and I'll let you know where to send them.
Don't give out my address.
No, I was going to take one for the team. We'll do it to mine and then it's less creepy and then I'll pass them over.
No, you've got a whole family to look after. No. They can drop them in a third-party location at like Coles down the road and I'll go pick it up. Coles in 2 suburbs over. Pretenders down the road, then I'll go pick it up.
Perfect. Done.
What about you? So firstly, I think I know Lauren's favourite flower, actually. I think we've spoken about it before, but what would you buy Lauren if you're buying her flowers?
So I'd stick with the favourite. So that's just sunflowers.
So, that's what I was going to say. Because I think one time I was wearing a sunflower jumper and she said it was her favourite.
Yeah.
Sunflowers are really nice too. That's
Super
a
cute.
good favourite. So you'll buy her sunflowers. The other thing is, would you like to receive flowers? I don't know. I feel like it's not a thing that men really get, but is it just because it's not stereotypical and would you like it or not really?
I guess it would probably catch me off guard, but I think it's nice when you've got fresh flowers in your house.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be opposed to it.
Oh, cute.
This is going to drop the day before, right? So if Lauren's actually listening,
There's time, Lauren.
I'll let you know what she gets me next week.
We'll know if she listens to the pod or not, if she gets you flowers. So what about you? Would you have a favourite or would you just like to receive any flowers?
Even though I just said like fresh flowers would be nice, I kind of like the dried dead arrangement. You know, there's like really nice ones they put in a vase, but they can keep in your house forever.
Do you mean like what I said about Australian natives or?
Probably.
But they're not really dead. Is it something else? Like dead?
Dead. They can touch them and they'll like crumple and shit. Anyway, I'll find the picture of what I want. And if Lauren sees it before tomorrow, then I'm going to get some.
She goes to the florist. I want dead
Yeah.
flowers.
Dead. Anyway, that's cool. So how do we want to get today started? Do you want to tell me about like your best date ever?
I don't think I have one. I don't think I have one. Like I could tell you the worst date ever, probably. Yeah, worst date ever.
Happy Valentine's Day. You're going to tell us your worst date ever.
So yeah, when I was thinking about this episode, for some reason this date sprung to mind from years ago. So I might not remember all the details, but I remember I was meant to meet this guy in the city in a pub, and I was sitting out the front on their like tables and chairs waiting, and I think I had a text to say he was running late, but then I wasn't hearing back from him at all. And then I think I stayed and waited about 40 minutes, which is so silly looking back, but I was young and stupid. And then he finally rocked up so frazzled, like really stressed me out. Like I was like, I don't need this kind of energy. But it was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I left my phone and my wallet on the bus.
Oh.
So I couldn't tell you that I was late and I couldn't pay for anything. Can't remember the details, but I was like, so this is my problem now, is it? And then he was so frazzled, and then he's like asking to borrow my phone to like call the bus company to see where his phone was, and it was this big whole thing about trying to find his phone. And then I think, I don't know if it was like a ploy the whole time for just so I would pay for beers, because then he's like, it's okay, we'll just get a drink. And then I was like, I guess I'll get a round of drinks. And then we did that, and then he's like, well, I don't know how I'm going to get home now. I was like, oh, well, I drove. I can give you a lift, because he said
Seems
he
like
didn't
a pretty smart story so far. Free beers. He's now in the car.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
continue.
Yeah, he said he had no way of getting home, and obviously I felt bad, which is fine. However, he lived like about an hour out of the city.
Fuck
and
that.
I didn't know that until I'd said, oh yeah, I'll drive you. So the date was me paying for beers after I'd waited 40 minutes, and then got stressed out by this frazzled person who arrived with no phone and no wallet, and then having to drive an hour. And I didn't even like his personality after meeting him. And I was just like, this is so terrible. But for some reason I like just went along with it. I don't know. I felt bad. And then like that was it really.
I can just imagine how bad that drive would be when like you're starting to get like now pissed off. It would be awkward as. Yeah. Actually, when I first moved to Adelaide, lost my phone in a bus as well. Really? We were going out one time. I don't know if we were playing a show or we were just going out, but and I didn't really know Adelaide that well. Lived in Glenelg at the time, and same sort of thing. And then I realised and had to get like the bus all the way out to Port Adelaide, and it was just like, I agree with him. It was the most stressful fucking time of all time. Now I wasn't on a date, and that could be, a made up story, but yeah, that's a pretty bad one though.
I feel bad for saying it was the worst date ever, because it would have actually been stressful. But just
if it's real.
If it was real, yeah, true.
What was the second date like?
It's not even funny to joke, because I probably would have done it, because there's been a lot of stories like that in the past. What about do we want another second bad date story?
Yeah, go on.
It's not the full date that was that bad, but just the ending. Just that like we both had a few drinks, so he was going to go get the train home, and I was going to get an Uber, but I think it was just like made sense to both walk to the train station, because that was closer to where I'd get an Uber. And about halfway to walking to the train station, we'd shared the story that the details that he had, like he could rush to get one train, or he could just get one that was like 20 minutes later, so whatever. Yep. And then I don't know, he must have changed his mind about halfway there. He's like, oh no, I've got to run, I can't miss this train. And literally just, not even kidding, like didn't even really properly say goodbye. I was just like, I've got to run, see ya, nice to meet you, gave me like a quick hug, and then literally ran down the street. So I was just standing on the side of the street just like, okay, see ya. Like,
wow,
cool.
You're going to hate all this, but I just missed all of the like dating stories like that.
You missed them?
Like as in like, I guess we can get into it, but like me and Lauren, we just got together and like I didn't go through a lot of
I thought you meant you missed me telling you these bad dating stories because I haven't had any in a while.
No, I like that. But that's just
no,
another couple
it's so
for the
true.
chapters.
You never had bad dates, did you?
Well, maybe not. I guess I probably would have. A couple of bad relationships, but I guess
Oh.
now that we've been together for so long, like,
Mm.
I guess you just miss all of that.
Yeah. Tell us. So I think I definitely have heard all these stories before, but I guess just tell me again, because the details I might need reminding, the origin story of you and Lauren.
So we grew up in Mount Gambier. We were sort of friends of friends, and then both came out of relationships at a similar time, and then just became closer, and then got together, and then I guess like that was a hard period because then I was moving to Adelaide before we got together, but then we decided to give it a crack as a long distance. And we did that, and it worked for a couple of years, and then she literally moved to Adelaide because we were up here, which is pretty cute now when you think about it. Like
Aww.
so longer, like
She
leaving her
moved for
mum, and
you.
she's an only child and stuff, so it was a massive move for her. And I was just up here like chasing the dream of playing in bands and straightening my fringe, and then like that's literally where it all started.
So how old were you?
So she just finished high school, and I think I was out of high school for a year or two. So,
Okay.
I moved when I was 18.
Oh.
So crazy. But so long ago. That's like 20 years.
Wow. So how did it start? Was it like, what was that? What was the thing back then? Was it MySpace? You were talking on MySpace or
I think this
MSN?
is pre-MySpace. It would have had... I don't think it was MSN as well, but it was definitely like shitty ass Nokia phones with running out of laying in bed texting and then running out of credit. You remember like calling after 9 if you were on the same network and like all of that sort of shit. That was obviously huge when I moved to Adelaide because that was the thing. We still had like letters, and we spoke about the burnt discs in the last episode as well. But it was pretty cute. I still got some of that stuff too, so that's pretty. It's pretty cute.
That's
so
adorable.
so.
How long were you, like she moved here, and how long were you together before you proposed?
So what, we've been married now 11 going on 12 years.
Wow.
And then we would have got engaged like the year before that. So
Wow.
we're up here for a little bit because it was sort of like we got through, like she was working and doing her thing, and I went through all the band stuff, and then it was sort of on the back end of that. So.
And did she move in with you straight away?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
How long had you been dating before that? Do you remember?
Well, it would have been between a year and 2 years.
Oh, so that's not so weird then. That's,
No.
Yeah.
And I guess like I was always going back home and she was coming here. So, yeah.
And then how long were you married before you had kids?
So what, 5, 6 years?
Oh, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
You've really lived a whole life.
Yeah. I'm
Wow.
old, man.
You're old.
You're about to say that then. Like, you're old.
Oh, I was about to say that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But it's true. No. You're not actually that much older than me. You've just lived so many more experiences than I have. All I've got is a couple of bad dates.
So surely there's some good dating stories.
You would think so. I don't know if it's just because it's been so long or I don't know, but I was thinking about things to tell on this episode, and I don't know if I ever told you this story. Our beautiful mutual friend, Matt.
Same Matt that I think you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Beautiful. Beautiful friend. No, I don't want to throw him under the bus. Like, he's genuinely beautiful. It's just, this is so funny. You have to know him to understand that, like, this kind of banter is why you're so close, and it's actually funny. But, so one time I was telling everyone I had a date the next day. And then so naturally the next day, everyone's asking how my date went.
Yeah.
And I had to be like, I got stood up.
Fuck.
And the people that were asking me, he wasn't around at the time. He was like a bit further away. And everyone was like crowding around me like, are you serious? You actually got stood up? And I was like, I know, right? I can't believe that happened to me. Like, I thought that was something from the movies and it wouldn't actually happen in real life. But we had a date planned at a certain time and like just never heard from him.
No contact.
Nah, just ghosted. Well, actually, no, that specific story, he did message me about like 10:30 p.m. that night and said, oh, sorry, I got busy.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, like heaps believe that, bro.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, anyway, so Matt's hearing all this commotion And he's trying to get my attention. He's going, Lucy, 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 if it makes you feel any better. Lucy, Lucy, if it makes you feel any better. And we're all just like, shut the fuck up, Matt. Like, we don't want to hear whatever stupid thing you have to say this time. So we're all ignoring him, but he kept going. And then everyone's like, did you really get stood up? Oh my God, that's terrible. Oh, I can't believe that. What happened? And then he's still in the background this whole time like, Lucy, Lucy, Lucy. And I'm like, so finally I'm like, what? And he goes, if it makes you feel any better, I would have done the same thing.
For fuck's sakes.
He genuinely said that. But the thing is, he knows me so well. Like, we're such good friends that actually made me feel so much better because it was so funny.
Yeah. Instead of like just dwelling on how bad it was, you're like,
exactly.
You are fucking savage.
Yeah.
But I appreciate that, like, now I'm laughing about it because fuck that guy.
Yeah.
And like, you know.
Yeah, because if he had said, oh, I'm so sorry that happened, I would have dwelled in how sad it was. But him saying that was just like, wow.
Exclamation mark.
Thanks.
Let's
move on. Play on. That's so funny. And I still bring it up to him because it's just it's the best thing he's ever said to me.
Yeah.
I love
the
it
only
so
good
much.
thing he said. Oh,
And
funny.
One of our other friends, Mike, got so upset for me. He didn't know we had that kind of relationship and he thought he was being serious. And he's like, that's so mean. I'm like, no, you don't get it. Like, I want him to say things like that because I think it's so funny.
I can just imagine him now just watching this just with a stupid grin on his face.
Yeah, he'd be so proud of himself.
I love how you were saying, like, just sitting back there waiting for, like, the moment on it. Like, one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet that would do anything
genuinely.
for you, but the most savage beast is inside there. And when that awakens, run for the fucking hills.
Thanks,
anyway.
Matt.
Part of the King's Chat.
Oh, yeah. He's part of the King's Chat, which we spoke about in a previous episode. And
currently blocked, isn't he?
he should be.
So when I was thinking of things for the episode, I really want to challenge myself around being more romantic for Valentine's Day. Sounds cheesy, but I feel like it's very easy just to slip into, you know, we're parents and we don't have babysitters and doing those sort of things. But now that I run a podcast with someone that loves kids, I've now got a babysitter because with those stories, you're obviously not going to be doing your own dates.
Oh.
I
mean,
hopefully you are. Hopefully you are. I'm just kidding.
No, don't be stupid.
But no.
I was going to ask you actually, no spoilers for whatever you're planned for tomorrow, but what do you, I feel like we've had the conversation before where you guys just don't really do anything for Valentine's Day, right? You've been together long enough that it's just another day. Is that right?
Yeah. Like I think for us, like, we will do, you know, hopefully the kids go to bed nice and early and we'll still do like a nice dinner and some wine and, you know, watch a movie or something like that. But then again, like that's normally most nights.
Yeah, but if it's me thinking you do literally nothing and then you're like, oh, a nice dinner, wine and a movie. I'm like, oh, that sounds great.
Yeah. So she can not do any uni. I'll do no podcasting stuff and we can just do some cute shit.
Quality time.
Yeah. And sorry, Luce, I've got to ask, but what is your plans for tomorrow?
You know the answer to that.
Looking after my kids?
Yeah, that'd be amazing. Yeah, no, I have no plans, which is fine. It must be so sad when you like think about like you've never had to experience dating in 2024. What it's like. I'm actually so curious to know your perspective. Like when I just sit here and say no plans, are you thinking just put yourself out there, Lucy? It can't be that hard, or are you thinking no, I understand it seems like very hard?
I think when we first met, I had that mindset, 100%, right?
You did.
I'm like, no, your bar's too high, and like just, you know, but
and that's right. That's why I got you to swipe on my Tinder because I was like, you think that my bar's too high? You have a look. You see how bad it is out there.
No, my perspective, never sort of, you know, through everyone having smartphones and apps and internet and stuff like that, did we ever have to date? And I feel like that's just changed how people communicate. So I feel like, you know, everyone is so like out there and like on those sort of apps, but I feel like in person, like everyone's just super reserved and don't know how to actually interact with people. And like, look at all the stories you're saying. Like that's purely because people have just lost
100%.
that.
Yeah.
Which makes it so hard because it seems like it's so easy, but it's like the complete opposite from what it seems. And then obviously mix that with, you know, a lot of the just wacky stories that you have. I don't envy you, but I still have faith that Mr. or Mrs. Wright is still out there.
Honestly, whatever. Maybe. Yeah, it's so funny to just try and get you to see my perspective. And you have kind of come around to it now because it's been long enough where you know that maybe I'm not the problem. Maybe a little bit, but not 100% the problem. But yeah, I've like matched with people on dating apps and then seen them out and they just ignore you, or you try and talk to them and it's like it's not a thing. And some people go on dating apps just for fun and they don't intend on meeting anybody there.
Yeah.
And then it's like so rare that anybody actually talks to each other in real life. So it's not like you just go out and meet someone. I just feel like that does not really happen. I've had little tiny experiences where you kind of feel like you meet someone, but not fully, like nothing's ever eventuated from it.
Yeah. And then I guess even the last couple of years, like with COVID and all of that stuff, there's just like, everything's just got so much harder, I guess. Where people that are in couples and stuff like that, it's just like, you know, they're already there and it just continues. Where people that don't, it just made it so much harder. Or they've got used to like not doing that. So everyone's just in their own like set ways where it's so hard. Back to your story about like, you know, doing things and getting out of the house. Like that's just difficult these days.
Yeah.
All right. I'm not going to allow you to go through this whole pod without saying something positive about relationships.
That's so true. I've definitely been way too negative. Like I'm acting a little bit cynical when really I definitely choose to be single. I could definitely just go and find anybody if I wanted to, but I don't want just anybody because I'm perfectly happy being alone, and I would only date someone if I felt like they were adding value to my life, and like the value they would add would be more valuable than the time I would either spend alone or, you know, with my best friends and stuff. Like I just haven't found that, so I'm fine. Like it's okay. Like people love to say things like, "Oh, don't worry, you'll find someone when you're not looking." And
so then maybe you just stop wearing headphones because you like your own voice and buy a fucking blindfold.
There you go, you fixed it.
I'm so glad that I want you to be positive and then I pull that shit.
No, I love it. I told you, I love it. Okay. But no, for real, people say that and I'm like, I think the issue is not issue, but the reason I've never found someone is I'm not looking. I'm not out there searching. It's just I'm like, I just believe it will come to me when the time is right. Yep. I want like what you and Lauren have, like soulmates that build a family together. Like I'm just not here to date whoever just for the sake of it, whatever. But anyway, let's go back to you and Lauren because that's cute and happy and not depressing like me. Do you, what's your love language and what's Lauren's love language?
So when you told me to prep for the pod for this, I definitely didn't Google this morning.
You knew what love language was this whole time. Yeah.
So realised there's 5 of them, or 7, depending on which Google search that you find. I think mine's easy, and it's like, you know, physical touch. And it's not just a sexual thing, just a physical touch. And instantly I just hear Lauren being like, don't fucking touch me.
She does do that. It's so funny.
And then for Lauren, I text her as well and I'm like, all right, cool. I want you to tell me this. And she thought it was funny. But hers is easy. Like it's the gift giving or receiving. She's amazing at giving gifts, hence the story, you know, about you today. And in turn, like, you know, you always want to get her a good gift because she's always the one that is like planning like that. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, pressure's
and
on.
she's so good at it. So that's ours. What about you?
I think...
Do you know what they are? Did you need me to run them through?
I always go back and forth. I think when I do the test thing, it says I'm technically acts of service, which I do really, really agree with. Like if someone bought me a gift, I'd be like, oh my God, thank you. That's so nice. But if they like washed my car for me, oh my God, thank you so much. But also words of affirmation as well. It's pretty close. So I think it probably switches depending on the day. So I do think I probably need a lot of verbal reassurance. And so then, if anyone's telling me they like me, I really appreciate it.
I like that.
The other question is with love languages, I've always thought this, is it, you have your own love language of what you like to receive. And then a lot of people put love out the way they like to receive it. Is that selfish? And should you change your love language to the person? So like, I'm just going to use you and Lauren as an example because it's easy, but I don't mean it in a mean way or anything, but you know, your love language is physical touch. Hers is gift giving. So do you think I've got to switch mine to give her a gift because that's how she likes to receive love? Or does she compromise and touch you? Like, I've always wondered that. Because I've never been in a relationship, so I don't know how it works. And I've always been really curious about it. And then do couples ever get in fights where it's like, well, you didn't tell me that I look nice today because my love language is words of affirmation and that makes me upset. And they're like, but I gave you a flowers and that's my love language is gift giving. Like, I've always, I don't know what the right answer is and if you have thoughts, but I've always been so curious about that.
I think the right answer would probably, just speaking for our relationship, is you just got to meet in the middle. Like if you're trying and then she's trying, then you're eventually going to realize that, and then it should be fine.
That's true. Like, if you love that person, you would just appreciate anything they do for you, I guess.
Yeah.
I think it would just be if it was a constant thing of maybe someone doesn't like receiving gifts and then you kept giving them more. Yeah. Someone doesn't like being touched and you kept touching them. I don't know. But that's always been something I've thought about. And I think, one day I'll know, maybe.
Well, speaking with that, like I've said it a few times, but I feel like, one of my roles is to be your wing person. So I thought I'd have like a couple of questions ready to say, like, you're on a date and you're meeting, the love of your life. I'll throw you a couple of questions at you and then we'll see where it lands with what you think your answers would be.
Oh, no.
So, Lucy, dating you is like ...
Having a constant hype girl. I feel like I love to hype people up and it's kind of what I'm known for. Nice. So I think I would do that in dating.
Cool.
I just always tell you how awesome you are.
All right. I spend most of my money on
skincare. I love buying bougie skincare. Other than rent, that's probably what I spend most of my money on.
Just living, Yeah.
Cause he lives, Yeah.
Yeah,
skincare. Cool. I'm like a beauty aficionado at Mecca. If you know, you know. Level 4. Yeah.
I don't know, but we'll find out.
I don't know, but there's someone listening, they know.
Yep. A typical Sunday is?
Usually typical Sunday is usually like Sunday reset day, getting ready for work on Monday because I just feel so much better when my life's like together.
Yeah.
But then typical Sunday, if I didn't have work the next day, would probably be like going out for brunch and then maybe going for a walk on the beach or something.
Nice.
But that's not typical because I don't do it a lot because I always have work on Monday.
Yep. And finally, your most irrational fear.
Irrational. Other than watching people brush their teeth. That's not really. It is kind of.
Well, that's always going to be there. Hopefully, with a partner, right? You still want them to brush your teeth.
Yeah, please. I don't know if snakes are an irrational fear. It's pretty rational, isn't it?
Why are you thinking when I was looking at these? I've got like a really fucked up fear that I've had forever. I'm not even sure if I've told Lauren this, but as a kid and still to now, and sometimes I've dreams about it, I'm freaked out about like, in my mind, it's a super deep pool, like crazy deep, and there's like a massive fan at the bottom.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, it just freaks me out about like anything that is that deep and dark. And for some reason, there must have been a movie or something when I was a kid that had a fan in it. I've like condensed those two things. And I don't know why, but I still think about it as an adult.
I think that's pretty common though. As a kid, you always think there's something at the bottom of the pool, even though you know there's not. Like a shark. I always thought there was a shark in my pool at home.
We didn't have pools at home in Mount Gambier, but you must have been lucky.
No, but so in your fear, is it the fan is going to suck you under and...
I feel like it is. Yeah. I feel like it is, yeah. But it's always still there. I was actually trying to Google like a picture of it earlier when I was thinking about stuff, and it's just like, I don't know.
That it's pretty irrational, but also, like, I think that's pretty common. Do you ever see movies on TikTok where like little clips of movies and it's got like part 1, part 2, on that bit of TikTok? There's a movie apparently, and I've only seen bits of it on TikTok, where people get locked in a public pool like the top goes over it and they're still in the pool because I think they broke in or something, and then their whole movie is them stuck in the pool and they're like dying for some reason. I don't really know why, and then they think someone's saving them and it's actually like a bad person who tries to kill them. I don't really know, but like you probably love that movie.
Yeah, I can't wait to find what that's called.
Yeah. It looks like so bad it's good. One of those movies.
Wow.
But anyway, no, irrational fear. Yeah, I don't know. Other than the toothbrush thing, I just feel like I'm just really scared of snakes. Like I have bad dreams about snakes a lot.
Yeah. Well.
Like I always, like at least once a month, I'll have a dream that there's a snake in my bed or something, or like attacking me, or I don't know. It's like a bad thing.
Fuck. Cool. Anyway, that was all my questions. I just thought I could think like, hey, giving some data to fellow people that you'll be dating.
How is that wingmanning me? Oh, this doesn't make me look cool or anything. They're just like facts.
They're pretty cool.
Cool. Oh, cool. She's scared of snakes. Love that. Hope she's not scared of the snake in my pants. Speaking of being a wingman, remember the segment I started last week, Confronting Moose?
Yeah, it was one of my favourites.
Why wouldn't it be? I've got another one.
Cool.
You ready? Can I say another one, or is that too much? I'm not actually upset. It's just funny. I had to bring it up. It just really fits the theme of the episode. But years ago, I don't know if you remember, you were talking about one of your friends that you thought maybe you could set me up with. And I feel like you brought it up quite a few times. And then I never heard anything. And you kept saying that you forgot to bring it up to him. And then I never heard anything. So my theory is you brought it up to him and he's like, nah, I'm not keen. And then you're thinking, I'll just never bring it up ever again and hope she forgets. And I don't actually care. I just think it's so funny. And I've always wanted to ask you just out of curiosity, and you can be honest and I'm not offended, but it's just really funny.
That's a great question. And I'm going to be honest, and it's true. I didn't ask.
So you really just don't care about me at all. Terrible wingman.
Well, last I checked, they may still be single.
No, you can't do it now. It's too late.
Okay. Well, if any of my mates are watching this, and you are, please save me and at least take her out for a date tomorrow, please.
Just give her some flowers or something.
Yeah. You know exactly what to buy her. That's awesome.
So you didn't ask at all?
No.
You just forgot. You genuinely forgot. That's so funny. That's a lesson for everybody. If the story in your head, if you're not sure if it's true, maybe just ask, because the story I made up in my head was way worse than reality. Like I was genuinely thinking you showed him a photo of me and he's like, ugh.
How many cringe attacks did I give you?
Yeah, a weekly cringe attack for however long ago that was, a couple of years.
Perfect. Knowing we're going to start a pod, so we needed the data, so you're welcome.
Just save the whole thing for the pod.
I'm very sorry about that.
You don't need to be sorry. It's funny. I'm glad I asked. There you go. There's a lesson in that.
At least nowadays, with our relationship years on, you would just ask me straight away. Yeah. So at least we've moved past that.
Do you even remember that happening?
No, but I remember the person it was.
You do? Okay.
Yeah.
You don't remember saying it? You said it so many times.
Yeah. I still think that could be a match. So, hey, game on. Positive of, yeah.
So there you go. I hope if you're single, I made you feel a little bit better with some laughs there. There's definitely some positives to being single when you can change your mindset if you like. And then just don't think the worst of yourself, I guess. If your friend doesn't set you up with someone, maybe they're just a bad friend and forgot.
Or just remind them because they were busy.
Just remind them.
And I think for me, if you are lucky enough to be in a relationship, you've got tomorrow. Let's turn it up. Let's show Lucy and anyone else out there still looking for love that love is true and alive. And tag us. Tag Lucy Moose Pod in anything that you're doing, and have a lovely day.
Yeah, and also it's not all just about romantic relationships. So I'd like to extend our love from the Loose and Moose Pod to all our lovely listeners so far. Thank you so much, and happy Valentine's Day.